How are the people in Chattanooga? How's the club? You've been going there for a while.
The club was great. I hadn't been there for a while. I was playing at the Comedy Catch. Have you ever worked there, Felipe?
Comedy Catch or that?
In Tennessee, Chattanooga,
No.
Tennessee.
I would have been to Nashville.
Oh yeah.
To
Zanies.
Yes.
Downtown.
Oh, did you like it?
Did a one-nighter there.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. It was raining.
Oh really?
Pretty
Yeah.
packed.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, they like comedy there.
Yeah, they really do. Well,
They
they like
really like
music.
comedy.
A lot of people don't know. I didn't know that. I thought Nashville was this fucking place where I was going to bump into Andy Griffin and shit. But it's pretty hip. It's pretty cool. It's like when you go to like, where else in Tennessee did I go to? It's fucking Knoxville. Knoxville had one of the best record stores I've ever been in.
Oh really?
Knoxville. Who would have fucking thought? Right down the block from the hotel. Just like that. Every album, everything, you know? So it's pretty neat when you go to those places and you think you're going to bump into fucking hee-haw. It's
Right.
a great time. You know, Robert Plant lives in Nashville. Like all the big recording guys live in Nashville. They got APAs there, CAAs there. Like all the big agencies
Right.
are there. I would have never fucking known that. I would have never known that. You know, so it's pretty interesting when you travel around the country. and whatnot.
Well, when you have a bunch of hee-haws in the audience, it can be fun.
No,
Yeah,
they're the
yeah, it
best.
can be
Listen,
fun, yeah.
they're the best, bro.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Texas, Houston, and all those places. Remember the old Oklahoma club?
Oh yeah.
There was one
yeah.
Oklahoma club that was, you know, they didn't give a fuck who you were. The MC got a standing ovation.
Was
They
that
throwing
Louis
beer
Vuitton?
bottles at you. It was like Roadhouse. But they liked everybody. They just partied. That's just the way it is. I don't even think that club's there no more.
No, it isn't.
It's
Is
like-
that the club where the condo, where everyone who went in the condo, when you stayed there on the weekend, bought a piece of art, and the whole place was like the cheesiest art you could ever imagine all over the condo?
I don't
Yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember the one in Cleveland, Hilarities. In the old days, before they redid it, you slept in the back of the club, so the beer guy would wake you up in the morning. There was no windows. There was nothing. Like, I slept one night, and I was like, God, you're fucking killing me. I can't do this. You know, when you're doing blow in the dark, it don't fucking work, though. You know what I'm saying? You need some light to get paranoid. You need something, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, I wouldn't think people would do blow in the
Fuck,
dark.
well, it's tough. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people can do
Man.
it. You got to get the straw and cut it up and not spill it. And you don't know whether you're snorting fucking weed. You don't know what you're snorting. You're just having a good old time with a fucking flashlight.
Yeah.
You think you're back at summer camp. You know what I'm saying? In a fucking tent.
Did you walk around with your own little cocaine flashlight?
Nowadays, man.
It was just one fucking night. It was just one of those things where
Nowadays,
do
you
it
gotta
again.
put your light on your cell phone and turn your light on and go, yeah.
yeah. See now,
You know,
now.
you gotta- there's an app for that, man. It's like a rail app. Like a table, glass table. You put it on a rail and you go,
Do you
It's a
really?
real app?
yeah. Not
Really?
a real app.
Oh,
But,
I was like, you don't.
but I see a lot of scratched up phones.
Yeah. So
You
never,
should make that app, Felipe.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking app.
The Al Pacino app, huh?
You know, in the 80s, I remember that I remember the weekend John Lennon died. I went into what the fuck? I went into
That was like
Bleecker
God's
Bob's.
theme music right
There
there.
used to be this thing in the village called Bleecker Bob's,
Uh-huh.
and they used to have all the music you want. Like I went in there one day looking for the Cars, and I ended up finding Ozzy Osbourne's first album with the Blizzard of Oz, which a lot of people know it's only 4 songs. Later on, when they got picked up, they put out 8 songs. But in those days, in the early 80s, like 1980, if you went into, there was a head shop in New York City that it looked like a wallet. It was a wallet. You'd think it was a wallet, but when you opened it up, it was a little tube for your cocaine, a spoon, a gold straw, and on the bottom there was a rock, and there was edges in the rock. So when you poured the coke, it would go right into the rock, and you didn't have to make lines. Fucking, like, $24.95. I think I used it for a month, and I lost a rock. I lost a slate or something like that. And then what are you gonna do? Walk around with a little kit with a tube, and
Wow.
it's amazing. They used to have a lot of neat things for coke. They used to have a double-barrel shotgun with a spoon made out of glass. So you could just put your little spoon and put the 2 tubes to your nose. And go. But the problem, I told you, I always sit on it and break it. I had like 80 of them. I would break them. Yeah, where's the tube? I don't know. I sat on it. What the fuck? So it's weird how they've changed paraphernalia now.
I've only used a bullet before.
A bullet? Remember the
Yeah.
bullet? And
They make plastic ones now.
Remember, if you let the
yeah.
thing, the coke would spill out. You
Yeah.
get pissed off.
Oh, man, it'd be
I remember
awesome.
what they used to have a gas mask for weed.
Yeah.
Do you remember
the
that?
gas tank,
So it was
like a jet pilot guy.
like a jet pilot. So
Yeah.
you took it was a container, like a Slurpee container, and you put the joint in it, lit it, and then put it in the jar, turned it around, and then you blew it like a mustard thing, and it blows smoke in your face. If you wanted to take it to the extra level, you got the mask with the goggles and everything, and it would just go right into your fucking mouth. So people would just squeeze it. That was the part. Do you remember when you went to a concert in the 80s and you couldn't sneak beer in? So you had to buy those leather things. Remember those leather things you filled up with wine and put that were strapped?
For that flask?
Yeah. Remember that you hit them under your jacket, you thought you were Clint Eastwood and shit, and you walked in there, you're drinking with everybody. The next day you got fucking tonsillitis because you're drinking fucking wine with a bunch of filthy animals that haven't brushed their teeth in a year. You know,
everybody had a bandolin.
Yeah, everybody. Those are the fucking. They had things. They made things to enhance your party, you know, atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing a condom for your tongue one time, and I did not know what it was. The people were showing it to me on 42nd Street.
It was probably a gum.
What is it?
It was probably a piece of gum.
No, it was
right before you make the bubble.
It was a condom that you put on your tongue, and over the condom was like a devil. So it was like a toy devil that went on your tongue. So when it gave your tongue an extension. So you put the condom on your tongue.
Okay.
And then the condom was connected to like a little devil that went on the tip of your tongue. So when he was eating your pussy, the tongue had like a devil on it. And the devil had a tongue plus your fucking tongue. So you got two tongues in your fucking monkey. You know what I'm saying? Plus the devil. Who in this day and age could say they've been eaten out by the devil? Not too many fucking women. So that's I've seen that.
What did they call that?
You know, man, this had to be 1983 or something.
Tongue twister.
Tongue twister.
And the weirdest thing was that when they were showing it to me, I didn't know what it was, but I was making believe like I'd used it before. Oh,
yeah, I know.
And the guy's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, oh, wow.
Of course.
Wow,
Yesterday.
yeah. I seen the one with Jesus' face on it. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That was the first time.
I got the one with Gene Simmons on it.
Yeah, the one with Gene Simmons. I'm so fucking embarrassed because I didn't know what it was. And I never seen that. Have you ever seen that?
So it was a one with Gene Simmons and then
No,
Gene Simmons'
it was a
long
devil.
tongue?
It was just a devil.
Okay.
They only had a devil.
Okay.
So basically what it was a condom for your tongue that was connected.
Yeah, grab the
like
devil
Yeah.
by the horns.
Yeah, so you grab that little fucking devil and rub it in your fucking mouth. We're back, bitches! Being the Beast podcast, Felicia Michaels.
Joey Diaz.
What's happening, you sexy motherfucker?
Well, I'm adding the cameras in. It's
I
a new
seen that. Don't
edition,
even fucking
and
acknowledge those cocksuckers.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? This reality
but-
TV meets Oprah Winfield, the podcast. Did you see that?
No.
Somebody said we're the Oprah of podcasts.
Really?
Yep, that you always want to cry at the end and shit. We tell a story, you know what I'm saying? We had a bunch of tears in here the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I know.
And they were pretty fun. You know, I'm still getting shit about Vinny. Vinny really tore a lot of people
Vinny
the fuck
was a
up.
good podcast.
Today I went to do an audition, and around the corner was the boxing gym. So I went in there. The guy that owns it used to be Pacquiao, strength and training guy. And he's got Macca Foley, and then I actually told Macca, I go, Macca Foley, I had Vinny Curto on the podcast. He goes, did he fucking just destroy it? I go, he destroyed it. He destroyed it at every level, emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
He raped you physically, emotionally, and mentally. I mean, it was just, so it was pretty nice having him. I'm gonna try to have Macca Foley on. I'm gonna try to get Rocco
nice.
Ribisi on.
Okay.
The guy that wrote Richard Pryor. What's Richard Pryor's best movie? This Is Your Life, JoJo Dancer.
Oh, really?
So Rocco wrote that. Rocco was Richard Pryor's early guy, you know, and he's been around now. He's old now. He's 65, but I know his son real good. And when I seen his son, I go, hey, man, see if your dad will do the podcast. He goes, he'll do it for you. He likes you. So
Oh,
I'm going
nice.
to try to
Oh,
give
that
him a
would be
fucking
awesome.
call. He's a really good guy, that
Nice.
guy. And I just want to say something that I'm very, very thankful about what's going on. I taped the CD in December with no expectations. You know, my friend Lee Sayat, the director from Israel, the rock thrower, as I call him, he said, why don't you just tape your set? And it was one of those tapings that I was unconscious for. Like, I just went up there and I had like 3 jokes written for each topic. But for some reason, I added 2 more that night. All the stars were aligned. And we put it on payloads. And my friend Joe Haas, hahas.com, you know, he has a lot of comedians on his thing. He's got Felipe on there and Felicia soon and whatever the hell we want. And he goes, you know, put it through my, you know, iTunes, you know. And Felicia, I had no expectations. Felicia, you know me, I just put it out there. I didn't care. People just bother you, you know. They're like, hey, put something out, put something out. And Friday morning, I wake up and, I wake up at fucking 5:30.
You wake up early,
And
too.
I see the light blinking on the phone. And I look at the phone. It's Rogan in Florida. He was in Florida, so he was 3-hour difference. And I had the email from Joe Haas. He goes, you opened up at number 1. And then Rogan called and he goes, dog, I got off the plane. I went on my board.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, people were threading it on the board. You got the number 1 CD. And I was like, and I thought it was just a fucking fluke, Felicia. Come on, it was a mistake.
Why would you think that? People fucking love
Felicia,
you,
it's
Joey
not
Diaz.
that. It's like, I've never been considered like a comic, so it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to put it out there for the people. But then that afternoon it hit, and then Saturday it stayed on there, and Sunday and Monday. And this morning I woke up and my wife called me. She goes, do you know you're still fucking number 1, like 10:30? Because we're both like in shock. We didn't expect that. There's so many great comics
awesome.
out there today. So it's an honor, but it's really to the podcast listeners. This is because of you guys. You guys, one guy wrote a comment that he had seen me before, that he knew me from the Joey Karate videos, but when he got on the podcast was when he really discovered who I was, and it's really an honor. And he wrote nice stuff. He goes, it's just not a jokey thing, that we're doing something, and you really get to know. So God knows. Listen, I'm not questioning it. I know that there's going to be an asterisk under it. Like someday they're going to say that somebody bought 10 million copies and then didn't pay their bill or something. I don't even know.
Right.
I just want to thank everybody that listens
No,
to
I
this
think
podcast.
it's awesome, and congratulations.
And
Congratulations.
by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
number
amazing.
1. I mean, I've never been number 1 at nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have this expectation. I didn't want it. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even know they had that on iTunes. I just thought it was just, you put your thing on there and people find it. But I'm really thankful. That's what I want to fucking
No, it's
say.
awesome, and congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
we're
And
lucky.
and the podcast too has been very, like the last couple of weeks, Felipe. We had such great guests that I was like, wow. If
Felipe
this is,
kicked it off.
Yeah,
Felipe
yeah.
was
By the
really
way,
good.
you absolutely did,
Thank you,
Felipe.
man.
Yeah,
kicked it
yeah.
off. You kicked it off.
It's been like amazing guest after guest, and from all walks of life and all that kind of stuff. But I felt really proud these last couple of weeks. Like, wow, if this is the height of what you put into the world, that's not so bad. You know,
there's
I mean, it's cool.
There's a listener, his name is Manny Tafoya from 510. Good guy, graphic guy. And he called the other day. He emailed me and we spoke on the phone. He goes, I really like Beauty and the Beast season 1, but season 2 really got me. It's really going somewhere. And I told him, I said, it took us a while to get in the groove, and we finally came to an agreement that we'll do the interview, we'll have a guest, color commentary, and it all works out. You know what I'm saying? It's not just us talking. That's the one thing. We got a lot of compliments on letting Vinny roll that day. A lot of people said, well, most people would interrupt him when he was crying or whatever. Listen, guys, when you were listening to Vinny Potter,
Yeah, we were listening
we
just
were
as
in
hard.
shock.
We were like,
we
oh,
were like, we didn't know what
shit,
to
like,
do.
We didn't know what to
something
say.
happened.
We were like,
I didn't know what the
whoa.
fuck to do. I kept
Yeah.
looking at Felicia, and we just said, fuck it. And that's, we're not on the podcast just to talk shit. We want people to say what the fuck they want to say.
Well, we can talk some shit, though. Why not?
Always. As usual, we have a top-notch guest, one of my brothers. I got him here for a reason today. Let's give him a round of applause. My man, Mr. Felipe Esparza and shit. You know what I'm saying? The fifth dimension of comedy. You follow what I'm saying to you? Yeah, he won last comic, but that was last year. He's up to a different fucking level. I read all the tweets from Ontario and shit. People are digging you. What up?
What's up, fool?
I can't call it Tarzan.
Hello.
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 Felicia's looking good today, huh?
Yeah, man.
I forgot. I'm looking at you when I come. I'm going, this
Charlie's
picture's looking
Angels.
good. Maybe she had a date. Then I see her setting up cameras. I knew there was a by the way. You know what I'm saying? I knew there was a by the way.
Yeah.
I thought she was on a date. She was happy to see me. I didn't know she had to go to PTA and talk to some fucking teacher. She wouldn't crack. No, nothing. I'm here on the computer. I walk in, I see cameras, and I should have put 2 and 2 together. What was
Well, I set up the cameras earlier, and then my hair was crazier than yours, and I was like, I gotta fix this right now.
What's been going on, Bubba?
I was at the Ontario Improv last week.
5 shows?
5 shows.
Sold out?
Sold out, yes. It was amazing.
You got some great numbers. You got some good
Yeah,
followers.
great numbers, man.
You got some
Awesome.
good people in your corner. You got a lot of people that, when I was in Miami, a lot of people brought your name up to me. Hey, man, Felipe, I would try to get him down here so people getting to know who the fuck Felipe is.
They better know what's up, man.
And it's amazing, the fucking journey, We were on the road for years.
For years, man.
And all of a sudden you win
For
last
years.
comic, and now you're
Mark
still on the
Babbitt.
fucking road, but now it's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the Felipe Esparza show. And I watched you a couple weeks ago on Flappers. And it's really weird because I'm a comic and I like to laugh. Bro, I love to laugh.
I love to laugh too.
Everybody
man.
likes to fucking laugh.
Yeah, no
And,
doubt.
you know, in your heart, and I say it all the time, in your heart, you really go see a comedian with all your expectations, and he does a material from the year before. And you're like, God damn it, I wanted to come fucking laugh. And I went to see this motherfucking Flappers, and let me tell you how bad it was that night. You couldn't find a seat. Like, I did a set, but then, like, there was nowhere to stand. So I had to stand by the kitchen and listen to you, and I don't like that. Sometimes I like listening to a person if I know he's not animated, but I know that the other 30% of the joke that's going on is him. You know, there's just some people, you know, some people are just going to stand there and sell you a joke methodically, very slowly, but some people put 40% into it. It's a total fucking thing, you know.
You got to watch the performance.
Yeah, I like watching it. You really like getting fucking captivated, you know. And I tell you, that night at Flappers, you know, some stuff was very new, and stuff I hadn't heard, and some stuff I heard, and some stuff I wanted to hear, you know. But you were amazing. The 20 minutes that I got to fucking watch it, and I had to move because the waitress. That's how packed it was.
Right.
It was
Usually
sold
a
out.
comic could stand. There was no fucking room here for comics. They had me in the dungeon with Rizzo and 3 Puerto Ricans and shit like that. Fucking terrible.
It was really packed, man. It was amazing.
Are you writing a lot now?
Yeah, I find like when I'm on the road, you know, I tell myself like, have you guys heard this material already? Because they saw the 1 hour Showtime special, right? But then I come back home and I feel like going up, but then I don't want to go up. But but when I feel comfortable, I was in Timonium, Maryland, at Magooby's Comedy Joke House. Right, you probably never heard of it, right?
My goobies.
It's over there by Baltimore, Maryland. Okay,
Where
it's
the
on
wire was.
the suburbs. It's like the Brea Improv, and Baltimore is it's fucking Anaheim. You know what I mean? It's like in the outskirts. You know, and they have like an upper deck. You know, I didn't sell out that show at all. It was like 50 people here. It holds like 350. But right there that week, I got to work on material. You know, I said, fuck it, eh? What do they carry? But it was cool, you know. I got to work on material that night, every night.
Do you write every day?
Nah, you know, nah. I don't.
You write in your head every day.
Yes.
Yes.
In my
That's
head,
what
I do.
Yes.
I bring up my little phone and I start taking notes. You know, like about stuff that happens. You know, like you know, there's a lot of jokes in there that you want to write and do them on stage, but now like with Twitter and Facebook, everything's so topical. My personal material, I save that, you know, for people who pay money now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, when you're on Twitter, how long have you been on Twitter for?
I think it's 2009.
How about you, Felicia?
You were 2009, right? Yeah.
How long have you been on Twitter
I
for?
was when we started the podcast.
Okay, you know what's really crazy?
What year was
And I
that?
hate to say this.
A year and a half
2009?
ago. Yeah.
I hate to say this about Twitter, but Twitter helps comedians.
It does.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
If you're, because sometimes you might have an idea, and it might be, you know, minus 98 fucking characters, and you got to work backwards, bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it really teaches you just for that moment. If I could polish one thing out in the morning, something crazy, I'm good for the day because I know I made my mind work and I had to shorten shit. Every joke starts over 140 fucking characters unless you're Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
You know, every joke starts at 9,000 characters and you chop, and then you learn how the punch to go straight. You know, it's the same fucking deal. But it's amazing that since I've gotten on Twitter, I've learned how to shorten shit. Do you make mental notes, Felicia Michaels?
Do I make mental
During the
notes?
day. I mean, the other day you said something to me that I loved. You said that you like doing the podcast and then you like editing it a couple days later because it gives you time to think.
Yeah,
That's very
because I have to think about the experience. Like when we did Vinny's episode, it was really powerful, and you have to like think on it a couple days because you want to hear it with fresh ears. You know what I mean? So that you can hear the little nuances and you know. So, but I like to get up every morning and just read the paper or the Huffington Post. Do you do that? Do you do that every morning? Is that the first thing you do? Like
Yeah, every morning I just go on Twitter and I find out what's topical, you know, what's trending. You know, sort of like a hashtag that's pretty funny, and I try to write something funny about that. Or I wake up in the morning and then I watch CNN, or watch ESPN First Take with my man Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, and I get all the sports stories, you know, like about sports. and I listen in the morning to Howard Stern.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have it on my Sirius, so I get to know what he knows because he knows everything before everybody. So then I'm up to date on that. Then I go back to watching Family Guy.
Is it me or is Family Guy the best show on television?
It's a great show ever, but you watch it. But if you ever watch Family Guy with a Simpson fan, they might, they say no. They say
Right,
Family
no,
Guy.
I'm a Family Guy guy.
Yeah, I'm a Family Guy guy
I'm
too.
a Family Guy guy.
Love it, man.
When I put Family Guy on, I drool.
Oh,
Like
really?
the writing is so fucking good.
No, it is good.
And they get away with so much.
They get away with it because it's so
They do get
funny.
away
Oh,
with
and
a
I don't know
lot.
where the fuck it comes from.
Dude.
Like they have 3 demented motherfuckers in that office that are not getting paid. They
Yeah.
just give them weed and heroin and
Oh,
explosives.
yeah. They're writing
You
jokes
think
like
I'm
this.
fucking kidding you? There has to be. There's no way 3 fucking white kids are writing that shit.
No.
Those are 3 Vietnam vets that are like sitting in the back.
Yes.
And they throw bananas and Jack Daniels at them. And they catch it and they're like, say this. And you're like, what the fuck? That is some dark shit.
They're somewhere fishing right now, going smoking and doing meth. Going, okay, man, the Mexican super friends. You write on Batman will have a mustache, Superman will have a mustache, and there'll be a guy dressed up like corn with a cape, but we won't show him. And then like Robin comes in with a bag full of keys and goes, "Hey, Superman, I got the keys." Then Aquaman comes in, whatever, goes, "Hey, eviction." My girlfriend's 7-year-old been watching Family Guy, Isaac, since he was maybe 3 years old. So now he's 7, so he has 4 years of Family Guy in him. Like if he was sitting right now, he'll be like this, but no, not like that, like this, and he'll act out the whole Family Guy, like every word by word, every word.
What was your show that you acted out word by word when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, my favorite show was word by word.
Yeah, that you knew, like if you put it on now, you're saying the words before them.
Damn, not a lot of shows, man. Because my dad used to watch a lot of Spanish shows, so I would say,
Simplemente Maria. That was a
yeah,
good soap
Siempre
opera.
Domingo.
Siempre Domingo.
What's that about?
Those are telenovelas on
Siempre
television.
Domingo is like a show. It's a show that starts around 11 noon and ends around 9 o'clock at night. It's a variety show where they show music from all over the world, comedians, girls bikinis,
Raffles.
dancing,
All
raffles.
fucking day. And then they have one on Saturday, too, that was Sábado Gigante.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Bigger now.
And that's what it is. Huge Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's funny, the host of that show was the guy who was the bar owner in Carlito's Way. When he comes in, he goes, what was his name, though, in Carlito's Way?
Oh.
Remember the guy, the chubby Ron?
Just call me Ron.
Yeah, they call me Ron. Sasso.
Sasso.
No, ha ha ha. They call me Ron.
Yeah.
And then he breaks it down. Have you seen that movie, Felicia Michaels?
Yeah.
That movie is a 5 in my. I was never
5 like out of 10.
Yeah, I was never crazy about Carlito's Way, but there was one guy that had one scene in that movie and destroyed it. Viggo Mortensen.
Yes, in a wheelchair.
As a Puerto Rican? Are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
Puerto
As a
Rican.
blonde-haired Puerto Rican? Destroyed it. When he's talking, and at the end of the thing, he went Mexican.
Yeah.
At the end, he went Mexican. But the whole time, he had him Puerto Rican. He was pounding him. You're sitting there going, this motherfucker. And then there was one time he goes, I seen your girlfriend,
Yeah.
La Rubia.
Yeah.
When he said that, that means the blonde. Because that's how they refer to blondes in Spanish. No blonde in Spanish has a name. Her name is La Rubia. That's just the way life is, Felicia. ¿Cómo está tu
Yeah.
amiga La Rubia? That's just the way life is. It's
Yeah.
nothing personal. They just call you Blondie. That's
Yeah.
what that is, Blondie. When he says that, he goes, I seen your ex-girlfriend. You know La Rubia. My fucking... Then he asks him if he wants a blast. Now, even in Scarface, they didn't say the right words at all. The 70s word for a blast was pase. That's it. Quiero un pase.
Que no pase la lis.
Quiero un pase. That's it. Quieres un pase. That's the old word. When he takes that thing
periquiazo.
out and he goes, quiero un pase, I almost, the sperm was coming out of my fucking ears. I'm like, this motherfucker did his homework. I mean, brilliantly. Whoever he hired really broke it down for him. I don't know if you give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I find it very
Felipe's here,
interesting.
motherfucker. What's happening, baby?
That was Lalise.
Lalise.
Come into the room. Everybody's happy. Lalise is here, man. why is Lalise here, man? He was doing a 15-year stretch. How did you get out, man? Oh, how did you get out?
I studied. I
did my math. Look at my pissing out of a bag.
I'm pissing in a bag. I got nothing. Man.
Oh, man, let me tell you, man, it's hard. Sometimes, man, it's hard out there, man. You're trying to find dope. It's hard, man. I remember I'd be on MySpace. Like, I was trying to find blow in the middle of the night. You know, I'm stuck in a hotel room. I would put up an email, a post, an update that says, "Who's watching Scarface right now?" Hint, hint.
Hint. That's hysterical. And somebody, I used to dial
Or
numbers.
people would leave noses.
Dog.
Help me lift this.
In fucking Houston, I would just.
Oh,
walk
man,
around.
forget about Houston. Talk about
Houston used to be my fucking.
Why? Tell me.
They came to New Miami, huh?
Houston, Miami. I'm lucky I'm alive. Those
Me
2
too.
weeks in Miami as a feature act. Those 2 weeks in Miami as a feature act, dog. You needed 5 days to recover after that. You really did, you know. But then I discovered Houston, and that was just
Crazy.
that
Houston
was
is
just-
insane.
They got a club called Lola's. It's got no windows. It's in the gay area. I forget what the name of that area is, which is tremendous. They got Barnaby's restaurant that has the best fucking hamburgers. They got a Puerto Rican restaurant. It's on Fairview and something else. I forget the name of that area there because that was where the Laugh Stop is. That's part of that.
Yes,
little
where I used to
family.
perform.
Yeah, and you walk in there. First off, they don't have
Oh,
cocktails.
by that weird market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that little bar. It had no
You got
windows.
dumplings on the side.
Yeah, oh my God, this place was amazing. And they didn't have beer like a normal. You know, you go into a place and go, "Can I get a Heineken on tap?" They come up to you and say, "We got Rheingold and we got vodka." You're like, "What?" "Yeah, we got Rheingold and we got vodka. What do you want? How do you want your vodka, or do you want a Rheingold?" Every night they had different shit. You know, the red beer, the Houston beer, and they had no windows, so you didn't know what time it was. You go in there at 10 o'clock, you walk out, it was 10 in the fucking morning.
Was that your favorite city? Like, if you're going to
Yes.
go somewhere where you're like, sweet
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I would go to Houston 5 nights before Houston, I'd take a vitamin A. I'd do some push-ups. I'd eat good because I knew once I got to Houston, I would gain 20 pounds in
Oh,
2
really?
weeks in Houston. Snorting and eating.
Again,
you
I'm
want- yeah.
15 pounds.
If
in
you wanna
Houston, just
snort and
smoking
eat-
and eating.
Snort, eat in Houston? Oh,
Yeah.
a binge, suck some pussy, wake up and go fucking eat some Chinese food, and then some barbecue, and then some
ponchos.
Oh, fucking just, it never ends in Houston. You know, Houston's the number one place in the country where people go out to dinner because it's
Oh,
so
really?
cheap. Yeah. Everybody thinks it's San Francisco and whatever. But the other side of that coin is, in Houston, if I look at you and I go, you know what? I feel like Italian food, but I want it from that village in Rome by Napoli. They got a restaurant for you.
They feed you in Texas,
They
man.
don't fuck around. That Houston area there,
Yeah.
Carrabba's. Go to Carrabba's anywhere in the country. It fucking blows.
Yeah.
Go to Carrabba's in Houston. Get the chicken marsala. You'll die.
So what city would you go where you were partying and scoring where you were scared? Where you were like,
Probably
oh.
everywhere I've been
Everywhere.
to. I mean, it's sad to say that I found what I needed in every town, even in Montreal. It was the smallest. And Amsterdam too, man. I mean, I was in Amsterdam. I was supposed to do a show, and then I got so pissed off. I was there with an ex-girlfriend. You know, we got mad at each other. You know, because I had been on a binge before Amsterdam. You know, so we haven't spoke to her, like, I don't know how long it's been, you know. But, you know, she didn't want to give away her tickets. You know, she was forced on this trip, I guess. So, man, and that one night of me getting pissed off, I smoked heroin for the first time.
Wow.
I started smoking crack cocaine before already. But it was like I had my adventure, man. I mean, this guy was making crack cocaine right in front of me. I never seen it that way. I thought it was just water and baking soda, right? But he had the little red bottle of ammonia. So whatever that was, he would just put it in a little spoon, cha-cha-cha. You know, and he just made it real quick and just scoop it up. And I was right there, man, like David Ruff in The Temptations. I got 2 free tickets for tonight's show.
That was 2 nights ago.
Oh, that was 2 nights ago. Damn, I guess I'm going to be there. You know? You know what I mean?
You ever seen that movie, Felicia?
Oh, you gotta see it, man. That's
on
that's
VH1.
the real shit right there.
When
David Ruffin.
He's smoking crack throughout the whole thing. I mean, he's showing up.
Oh, my God.
He made his coke dealer his manager.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck it, you're my manager. Just hang around me all day."
What's his name? Slick.
Slick. Shit.
That's it? Just call me Slick.
This motherfucker went up to the Temptations right before the show and said, they're like, "Where's David?" New deal. It's not the Temptations no more. It's David Ruffin, the Temptations. And they're like, "Fuck that. We'll go on without him." They went on, and during the second show, David Ruffin gave the guy dough, and they put the spotlight on him. He came out from the side. They got it on YouTube.
Yeah, he came out
David
from the
Ruffin
side.
was a savage, dog. Savage.
Oh, I'm gonna go
But
with
in
that.
'75, he came out one of the best love songs of all time. And when you hear his voice on this song, you fucking sit down and go, "That's an American."
Yeah.
And he Walk Away from Love. It's on Motown. Just one song. If you listen to a David Ruffin song, it's slow. You're like, "Joey, why'd you send me here?" Just listen to the brother's voice. It was mind-boggling. The
You
best.
see that song? Ever since you've been away,
Yeah.
all
Oh.
I've been doing is thinking.
Look at Felipe, yeah.
Yeah.
They had the fucking scene when in that movie when they introduced Papa was a Rolling Stone. Like none of the Temptations, they were gone. It was like 3 original members at that time. They were fighting, and they brought it in, and they're like, "Bro, I'm not singing that lyric." You know, it was the 3rd of September. And the guy goes, "Why?" And he goes, "That's the day my father died." And he goes, "Listen, then put it in the fucking song." They go, "No, I'm not going to sing that song. We're not going to tape it because it's got the date. You got to change the date." And the writer was like, "Either I give it to you, or I'll give it to somebody else. Fucking use that date and sing it." And when they start doing it on that thing,
Yeah.
boom, 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 you fucking get goosebumps. You're like, that
And
was...
then during that music sequence when they're playing dun 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 dun, you could see like videos of what the other Temptations who aren't in a band are doing. They're showing one of the Temptations about to blow his head off in a car, and you see David Ruffin with 2 chicks doing blow. It's crazy because you put yourself right there, man. Man, when you're doing blow, you're nuts, man. I remember, man. This is crazy, man. It's embarrassing, dude. But I wanted to smoke crack, you know, and all I had was blow, and I was sad. You know, I ordered baking soda from room service, and that guy brought me baking soda.
He
And
did.
he was trying to hold his laugh like he thought he was on a Dave Chappelle video or something, you know. He's probably watching Last Comic Standing going, "That's the motherfucker that ordered baking soda from room service."
Listen to me, right? I got a call
It's
one
insane.
morning.
Oh, man.
I got a call from Pete Pirelli. He goes, "Joey, are you awake?" I'm like, "I'm awake."
Pete Pirelli, good man, eh?
He goes, "Good
Got me
dude."
back a year later.
He goes, "I got to talk to you about something." He goes, "Your boy went on a fucking ride. We got to help him." I go, "Who? What are you talking about? It's 8 in the morning." He goes, "Felipe is rocking and rolling down here. He's with, what's his name? The little chubby dude with the goatee, Billy Wayne, whatever, Jerry Wayne."
Jerry Wayne.
He goes, "They're on a fucking tear." I talked to him. He's fine. We're laughing our asses off. Everybody goes, Felipe walked into that room, and you could see he had the devil on him. But when it was time for this motherfucker to go up, they say he destroyed. Like Jerry Wayne called me, he goes, "Dog, your friend is like a superhero." He went in there fucked up, went up on that stage and just leveled them. And from there, he went and got fucked up again. But just for that hour in time.
Yeah, how do you do that?
That was my worst week ever, man. Like, I don't know, man. I guess you gotta be. I don't know, man. You're like not even thinking about it. It's like you turn into something. You're not that person no more. It's like you morph into another person. I remember like not sleeping for one day, and I had a show that I paid $150 at some casino somewhere, and I had to be over there. And I got there just an hour before the show, an hour after the show started. You know, I get there early, and I remember I don't know what jokes I said, you know, but I know that I was wired, man. And I was thinking, man, how could this keep going on? And I got a standing ovation, you know. And then the promoter looked at me, man, how can you show up like this, hey? You know, whatever, you know. And then I was going to the bathroom, you know. And I said, "You know what, man? Next time, I want you to try this, man. Try not sleeping for a whole day, partying and being depressed, and then getting a standing ovation. If you could do that, man, talk to me, brother." because I'm a beast. And it's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like you don't know where it is till you start doing it, and you know which comics do it, and you know where to find it, and you know where to hang out. 'Cause, man, I went to this party in the valley, and first of all, I knew there was gonna be a party because they told me the show starts at 2 a.m. You know, so I get there, man, and they had like liquid coke hidden in different compartments of the house. And I never done that in my life, man. They like somebody put cocaine and water and a nasal spray, and then there it was just water.
Wow.
We stood at that house till noon.
I never really tried to go on stage fucked up. And it wasn't until Miami that, you know, when you're in Miami, they do 3 shows on a Saturday night.
Yeah, those
7, 9,
9,
and 11. I'm a fucking junkie. By 9:30 after that second show, I gotta do what I gotta do. And I would just do a little blast and drink and smoke like 80 cigarettes before I went on stage. But that thing is
smoked a
still
lot back
there.
then.
And this is why I never understood how Felipe could get that, because on the natural, when you do snorts, when you do coke, it disconnects you.
Yeah.
There's a part of you that gets disconnected. Your soul, your spirit, something gets disconnected from your body. Something. I know when I'm on stage and I would have the traces of blow in my body from the night before, I'd catch myself at the 8-minute mark in the back. I would be saying, what the fuck am I saying? What, I can't even feel it. I can't feel the words. You know, when you're on stage, you're killing when you're feeling the words.
Yeah.
When they're in your fucking hands and they're in your feet.
The
putty.
You're talking about ass and you can taste ass. And you're fucking killing. They're buying it. It could be the worst material in the world. They could have heard it before, but you're living it for them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what cocaine disconnected me so much, so I really stayed away from it. But if I did it the night before and I had an audition the next day or a thing, I'd be completely disconnected. If I had something very important, I'd take off like 3 days.
Oh man, hell no, man. If I had like the
Hell no.
the stopping part, like once you stop, you know, and you wake up the next day, man, you feel like shit, man. You start. I feel so depressed after, man. Like I'll never gonna do this again. I'm crying, you know. I'm depressed. Then I'm sad. I'm not gonna do this again. Then like 3 days later go by, I'm so sad, you know. You know, I can't believe one time I was so sad. The first thing I wrote on a paper was Xanax. You know, sometimes you miss your girlfriend. You're like, oh, I miss you. I miss you. The first thing I wrote was Xanax. That was sad, man. I was like, that was the end, man.
Now, you said you had done heroin. How many times did you do heroin altogether?
Altogether, when I was in, I was drunk though, man. So I don't even know what effect
you
that
gotta
took.
be fucked up to do that.
I was fucked up, and I threw up too. So
Yeah, you always throw up.
So I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. So they just babied me to the whole thing, and I just did it. And then another time was I was getting fucked up in LA, and somewhere by the I can't tell you where, but downtown, you know, by the Greyhound bus station right there. We just smoked it again, but it was different. It wasn't a joint, and it was horrible. Threw up. But I was drunk. Like this is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like what is like? It's crazy, the transformation, man.
Hey, from 83 to 87, all I had to do was get 2 Southern Comfort and orange juices in me, and you could have your way with me.
Oh, really?
Oh, 2, you know, I don't drink. So I would take 2 or 3 nights off, and I would go, tonight I'm going to drink. I'm not going to snort tonight. I'm just going to drink. I'm going to go up to Snowmass Village and have 2 drinks. Once I'd have those 2 Southern Comfort and orange juices, I couldn't even focus. I'd do whatever. I'd do whatever after that. At that point, I'd do blow, heroin, pills, whatever the fuck you had, you know.
See, that's what I would do,
That's
man.
what I would
because
do.
see,
That was my worst.
I would get the urges, you know, like the urges to go, okay, I'm gonna fucking party today, you know, like I'm gonna get whatever, you know. Cause I was living alone too for a long time, so you know there was no worries, you know, I do whatever I want. But what I do, I would plan it out. Okay, I'm gonna drink a 40 ouncer first, you know, I'll drink like a 40, or I start drinking first at this hour, and by that time, you know, I'll be like, I can't fight it no more. I want it. You know, I'm going to get the party going. And that's how I would go into partying.
Yeah.
And after a couple, once I'm buzzed, you can keep anything, man. You know, I start calling up Joe Diaz, or you know, whatever. Start calling up anybody, you
He
know.
would call me up.
Yeah, we'll call him up.
I'd be
his
coked up.
His wife was pissed. Like,
I would be coked up. And I'm playing with my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I do another line? Should I go to the ATM? Will they catch me? I gotta drive to Rouse, and I gotta wake fucking D up and get the package. And all of a sudden, I'd have a pager in those days. I'd see, I'm like, booty call. Fucking Felipe. And I call him back, what up? Nothing, dog. What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? And we wouldn't cave to one another.
Boo?
We would not cave to one another. What are you doing? No. What are you doing? Nothing. All right, I just thought about you. I was thinking about you too. I'll call you tomorrow about that gig. Okay, bye. And we get off the phone. And I go, why is that motherfucker calling me at 5:52? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like it was different. You know, we were both going through it. But it's funny. I was on a bicycle about a month ago. You know, one of those stupid training bicycles at the Y, and I was listening to
Nautilus, right?
Whatever the fuck they are. You know, you put your hands on it, it tells you what you're doing and your heart rate, whatever the fuck. And I was listening to Led Zeppelin, No Quarter, the live one. Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, I don't think I tell you about this, Felicia. This is fucked up. This is, I'm just pedaling, and also I'm listening to the guitar. My knee was hurting, so I was focusing on the knee, but the guitar got into me. And for some reason, I just started crying at the Y, like you know, like crying, like the emotion. And I actually had to stop the bike and go, what the fuck was that? And I was like, oh my God. You know when you do something and you completely black out?
Yeah.
Like completely black out? It came back to me 32 years later that I went to this guy's house. His name was Gunther Brown. And he stuttered, but he was a filthy rich guy. And he collected lunch boxes. He collected Beatles. He was a big Paul McCartney's T-shirt from Yankee Stadium, shit like that. This guy's father was rich.
Liverpool.
And I think I told you about this. I don't think I told you the story because I just remembered it. And I went over there one day and he's like, hey man, you want to do some H? And at that time, like my mother was dead 2 years in, like maybe a year and a half in. And I was trying to fight it out of me. And he sat me down and it was that white shit, the white powder. And he goes, how much do you want to do? And I go, I've never done it before. And I did like maybe a half a line. And I got up, like I lost my sugar, whatever they call it. You lose everything. Like I just turned pale. I wanted to pass out. You know, I thought I was
like 6 feet away.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. The true story. I'm 16, 17, maybe 17. And at this point, I had a death wish, so it didn't matter. It had to be 7 o'clock at night, and I did this H. And I remember that when I got there, it was sunlight. And I go, I gotta puke. And I remember crawling to the bathroom, puking for an hour, and then coming out. But when I came out, it was dark already. Like I was in there for a while in my mind. I didn't know where I was, Felicia. You're fucking 17. But Led Zeppelin, that song was on, No Quarter. And I remember going, you know what, I'm gonna sit for 5 minutes, get my composure, and I'm gonna go home. I don't care what time it is, I'm gonna go home. And I sat there, and I started listening to Jimmy Page, and I kept saying, how the fuck can I turn this off? You know, when you're trying to get your head together. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to turn this thing off? I can't turn Jimmy Page off. But he kept going. If you listen to that solo in No Quarter, like the 5 minute mark, he shreds that motherfucker. But it's pure heroin. So I know he's talking to me. In my mind, I'm like, this motherfucker's talking. He's gearing up this heroin.
Yeah.
It's like when you eat a pop cookie and you drink coffee afterward. God damn, that cookie's on fire. He's gearing it. And I can feel myself bending. But when you're on heroin, you go back and forth. Like I was going back and forth to get air and all this shit. Like, but I kept going into an embryo position and I kept hearing a heartbeat. Like I was in my mother's fucking womb again. And I'm like, that's it, I'm going to die. Like I thought I was gonna die because you keep puking, whatever, but you're fucking high, and it's great. You're numb, and this guitar is fucking killing me. And I looked up one time, and it's all the women that were in my life, from the lunch lady to the fucking just every woman that's in your life. Your first grade teacher, the nuns at Sacred Heart, just every fucking.
The tranny with the wig.
And the tranny with the wig. That's looking into the future. That's looking into the future.
Yeah.
And that one thing when he really gets into this one part, I seen the fucking Virgin Mary, and that's when I was like, no, this isn't happening to me. And I just closed my eyes, and every time I'd open my eyes, the Virgin Mary was doing like a striptease, and I could feel her warmth. I mean, Felicia, it was overwhelming. And I wanted to die, but she was pulling me with her warmth. I was like, God damn it, I'm sweating that cold shit out. And all of a sudden, like, I woke up and it was like 5 in the morning and I had a blanket on top of me on his couch. And he's like, "You're all right now, dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I got up and I walked fucking home. And I never thought about that until a month ago. And that was what came to me that night. That whole, I kept telling Jimmy Page to shut the fuck up, guy.
Fuck. That's what happened to me too today.
See?
I was with Lisa, my girlfriend, right? We were hanging out, right? And then all of a sudden, Jack, the White Stripe was playing that song. Boom, 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 boom. And I used to party with some guy. We used to smoke crack like for days, right? This is when I was doing stand-up comedy. Dude, one time when I was doing Tequila Tuesday, this guy drove me to Tequila Tuesday. I don't know if you saw him, man, but he was sitting on the side. He was my slick. You know, man, when you start partying, man, you meet a sidekick for some reason.
The wolf.
The wolf.
The wolf.
The wolf. You find needs, man. You find someone that fits your needs for that time period.
And everything works out as
Perfect.
planned. Like your partners.
When you stop, he disappears.
That's it.
You start again. He's back.
He's back.
You really gonna kidnap somebody?
You have this friend. When I lived in Jersey, I had a druggy friend, and what I didn't have, he had, and what he didn't have, I had. It just, and then I moved here, and the one I had in Boulder moved here. So whenever you see the wolf with me and Mike Kessler, it was on. That means we would go out and go, "What do you got?" I got 28. I got 62. What can we get? Let's work it. We go
That's
to
funny,
Padre,
man.
they get 2 20s. I get him a 20 of crack because he used to smoke crack on the way home. And we go home each with something and everybody be happy. At least you went home with something. You were partners on a package.
Hell yeah.
That's what you call it.
Partners on a package.
Partners on a package. We don't have much. We can't open up a deli. But let's go partners on a package. You know what I'm saying?
You did 8 hours of bumping.
It's crazy when you do meet like a friend that he picks you up. Like Mike Kessler, I would say to him, "Mike, 8 o'clock, dog." At 3 to 8, Mike Kessler was there. Where we going? We're going to go out to Tequila Tuesdays. Felipe's going to give me 60. And then we're going to go over and do a set. They're going to get 50, and that's 110. I got to have 30 because I got to buy cat food. Terry's going to ask me where the money went. So we got 60 to party. What do you got? I got $48. We got it. Put 10 on the gas tank. Cartel Martel, dog. Martel Cartel. Those are the good old days. You can't do that no more, though.
When I was smoking crack over there in that Frogtown neighborhood where I used to live, Elysian Valley, I used to hang out with this guy that had a bass guitar. He used to play bass for his father sometimes as a studio guitarist, but the rest he partied. So I taught him to play that song, the Jack White song. So when we're smoking crack, he'll just be playing boom, 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 boom. Right now he's over there hanging out right now like a soldier. I know where he's at.
He's smoking crack.
Hell yeah, if I fall out of the wagon, I know where to get him. You know, but I'm not gonna do it. Then you got friends who you party with 4 years ago, and you know, like you haven't thought about it. They hit you up on Facebook. Hey man, I miss the old days. But see that right there, that deserves no response. Nothing, because just the thought of responding to that, puts a trigger in your head to go back to party. You ever get that, huh? You get people like if you ever go to fucking San Jose, you're over there, you might see that guy again and give you that piece of. Remember we did that show during a Raider game and you thought it was blow, but it ended up being meth. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it was meth. When I went to Miami, I seen my old dealer. He showed up Friday night and he gave me a hug and he asked me if I needed something and never even crossed my fucking mind. And he's a professional. He would go to the Improv, come in, order a drink, and he'd take the napkin from the drink, wipe his mouth, throw it on the floor. That's where the Coke was. And you just put your $50 in the bar and he put it in his pocket and you pick up the fucking napkin and you were off and running. You know what I'm saying? Like a doctor.
It's weird, man.
They come out.
Man. I'm going to show up to your show tonight, the 10 o'clock show. Do you need anything? I said, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm straight, man. I hope you enjoy the show, man. I hope to see you there.
What's crazy is, this is what's really crazy.
That's all you got to say.
I still talk to 2 out of my 4 dealers, like tight. The Armenian and the black guy. I still talk to them both.
The Armenian and the bicycle?
The Armenian and the bicycle. But it's really funny. That motherfucker had a bicycle.
Coming from Glendale to Hollywood.
From Glendale to Hollywood.
A bag of weed in one hand, a bag
and he come
of
back.
pills on the other
You
hand.
call him an hour later, he come back on the bike.
Oh, really?
And then finally, if you call him back again, he'll have like a cousin by that time that would pick him up. But it's really weird that it's like when I told you, Felicia, and I think I've told you, I used to carry a gun. When you carry a gun, you bump into trouble. Even when I wasn't doing blow, but it was on my mind, it was a look. You know the look.
Yeah.
People would give you, what's up, Bill? Nothing. You didn't have to say nothing. There were some bars I would just walk in and look at the bartender and go, make the call. And I would go on, and by the time I got off stage at 12, it was there. Give me a draw for 100. Boom, 50. A waitress, you want to snort some blow? Huh, and you're out of there. That's it. It was waiting for me. But it's so weird how many people would know. Like, just come up to me and go, hey, man, you want to do a bump? Since I've stopped doing blow, you know how many people have come up to me and asked me?
Everyone.
In 4 or 5 years? Maybe 3.
Oh, really?
Because you wear it.
Yeah.
You wear it. And I didn't know that. You wear it. You know, Cocaine Eyes. You think that he wrote that song from nothing? You snort coke the next day, even if you drink. Because in my mind, I would eat sushi and I'd be fine. Like, I didn't have to work out. In my mind, if I ate sushi and drank water, that would replenish the cocaine cells, and I could deal with anything. But your eyes are beady, your skin color's off. People know there's something not right with you. People aren't fucking stupid, even if they don't do powder or they don't party.
Yeah.
They're like, last time I seen him, he looked a little fucking gray. His eyes were cloudy, you know. So that magnifies. You're looking. When I was getting high, I was looking. Even if I had an ounce in my pocket, and I seen somebody, I don't want an ounce in my pocket. I want to give it away, half of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They know what the fuck you're talking about. But no, I've had like 3 people who just come up to me about. I had a girl ask me about 2 weeks ago in Pasadena, of all places.
Oh, really?
Like, it blew my fucking mind at the Ice House. A girl and her boyfriend were like, hey, man, we're going over to the car. Do you want to get high? And I go, I'll get high after the show. I thought they were talking about weed. And then he came over and he was like, no, look at what we got. And it was 2 big fucking rocks. And I was like, no, but thank you. You know, I was like, it's like.
Is that hard to turn down, though?
No, it was very easy. You know, when somebody offers me blow now, I don't get, like, the first 2 years.
Yeah, walk away,
insulted.
man. I'm cool, man.
No, I don't even think of it. The first 2 years, I get kind of insulted. Now, it's like when you go into a place and you get cigarettes and they ask you for your ID. Mm-hmm. You feel pretty good, really. You want to see my ID, bitch?
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so the last 2 years, it's very funny to me. And I got to tell you, the last 2 years, that girl at the Ice House, like, who would imagine the Ice House? I thought somebody would offer me in Miami. Nobody even asked me in Miami. But at the Ice House, a girl came up to me with her boyfriend. So you wear it, Felicia.
Yeah.
If you like, let me ask you the truth. We were out there. You and me were street dogs.
Yeah.
In L.A., supposedly now, I was dealing with a bunch of heroin people. As smart as I think I am, I had no idea. I don't know no heroin people. When was the last time you bumped into somebody that asked you for meth? But
For
somebody's
meth?
doing it.
Somebody's doing it, yeah.
Somebody's doing this shit. Somebody's
Nobody
doing
asked me
heroin.
for meth.
I'm pretty fucking naive to that shit. I knew people who did coke. You know, meth people hang. Coke people see each other because you have that aura around you. You have to have it. You smell it. When I remember smelling my clothes when I come back from the road, and they had that fucking chemical smell to it, like I bathed with ether or something like that. Like my armpit sweat would be yellow. My armpit sweat's not yellow now at all.
Like the first time you don't know, like I don't know any meth heads, you know, or coke heads. You know, I just knew people who were up partying. Like I would leave, I would get out of a show and I would call up my friend, hey man, he would live over there with his grandma's house, you know, on the side, and he go, hey man, you up? Yeah, man. So I go there with a couple of beers, we're hanging out. You mind if I do this? And that's how it started. Then he was doing like meth. Like, what is that? I ran out, man. I ran out of cocaine, and then he had like his, I think, and that was my first time I did meth, and I burned the shit on my nose.
Wow.
Then after that, I knew more meth heads. Then after that, you meet other people who don't just do meth. I didn't know you could smoke meth. Did you know you could smoke meth? At first,
I think you could fucking bathe with it.
You could bathe
Those
with
meth
it, right?
motherfuckers are the most
do
creative
anything.
motherfuckers in the world. When they do meth, they stay up for 2 days, and you know what you do for 2 days? You whack off and
You
think.
clean your house.
And you figure out ways. I mean, who the fuck, listen, Discovery, we've talked about this, Felicia. Who the fuck was sitting there one day and goes, Felipe, we got $8 between us. And we got the dealers out of town. We've been out of town for a month. It's like September in the old days. In small villages, not small villages, small communities. There was no weed in September because of the harvest. So for 3 weeks, it was dry in a lot of places. In Colorado, it would be dry. You'd be pulling your hairs out, smoking roaches, grinding seeds. It's got to be the same when your coke guy's out of town. One night, this guy was sitting next to the other guy, and he goes, dog, we ain't got nothing. Maybe we got something in the house. I mean, think about that. People make meth out of home products now. It's the ice pack shit. Set of.
It's the ice pack stuff?
The ice pack stuff in your ice pack. You take some of that.
Yeah.
You put that with butane.
And you
A
crunch,
battery.
And you crunch up those Sudafed.
And Sudafed. And you shake it up in Gatorade thing, and you open up your window and you
burn
loosen it. And that fume goes out.
Right.
4 fucking hours. You're snorting now. 4 fucking hours. You can make meth in your house now.
Wow.
People are doing it.
Wow.
And it costs, $20, and they make 800. But that shit's made from butane. But again,
I didn't know it was made from that. Or the ice pack.
butane. Like, who thought of this? Only a meth head would say, what if we put butane in there? Because obviously, when you do it, you stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah.
And they shook it up with butane. You know what I'm saying? And nothing happened. Well, what else can we put in here? Sudafed.
Well, how many mistakes were made?
Can you fucking imagine that?
What they
Then they
tried,
came up with,
yeah.
and then you take the battery and you peel it. You have to peel it open, take the middle, throw it away, and it's that copper. And you shake it up, and it's those 3 ingredients mixed with the copper that create this fucking thing. Listen, I don't want that shit 50 yards from my house. I don't need that shit that bad. I never got into ecstasy because I was already addicted to coke. Any regrets, Felipe? Can you sit here and look at me and go, if I had to do it all over again, I would have liked to do this life without having a drug around me?
If you could have 5 years back from all that partying, 5 good years, would you take that?
It would probably be from 2005. Before 2005 and before. And when I was in Houston with a hermaphrodite.
The best thing about you, Felipe, is you think the conversation is going to go one way, and then it just makes
But it's true.
this tremendous
He'll tell you,
U-turn.
man.
Hey, listen.
I don't know, man. Like everything. No, I wouldn't take anything back because everything that I've done, the choices I made, have shaped the person I am right now. Because I see trouble coming along the way. Like, hey, I'm like, I have Superman X-ray vision. Like I could walk into a club and smell
it.
somebody outside and go, I'm not going to that fucking club. Fuck.
Yeah, I
that.
get the same way.
You know what I mean? I know there's gonna be trouble there.
Know it. You know
I'm not
it
gonna
as
go
you
to
walk
that
in.
pizza place at 2 in the fucking morning. Fuck you. Order, give me a slice, bring it back. What are you gonna go over there for? I know there's gonna be trouble there.
Lately, I've been telling everyone the podcast is about second chances. And, the way you're talking about that, your past and everything you've been through, like, you have had the best second chance of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have had that if you hadn't lived that part of your life, exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Oh, I love you to death. Hey, listen, one of the main reasons that I gotta say this, Felicia, I brought Felipe on this week is because I did a documentary which Felicia's gonna do the extravagant. Felicia, you're my fucking good luck. From now on, anything I do, you have to take the picture. You have the hand of God. I'm one of those superstitious
So sweet.
motherfuckers.
You're
Oh no,
so sweet.
and I'm really gonna surprise you with the pictures I want to take. But I did this thing, and when you shoot something, you think it's gonna be something, and then when you look at it, it becomes something else. And it went from being something okay to being something beautiful. Those guys, Eddie Bravo came over, you came over and had some ideas. We mixed it around. It was really
Nice.
sharp. And I went to Facebook and Twitter and we got donations, but the donation that I almost cried, and I did, it was when I opened up and Felipe had sent me a bunch of fucking dough, you know what I'm saying? He sent me a bunch of dough, and I called Lisa and I thought it was a mistake, and they go, no, we want to help you with this. And he's the executive producer of my documentary. And it's weird.
Awesome.
He gave me a fucking second chance. So it should be out next week. By the time the podcast come up, we'll give you details next week where to find it.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, man. It was cool, man. You know, my girlfriend, my assistant, Lisa, or Daniel, she wouldn't even know. She gets up before me at 6, and she goes through, like, comments, updates. Joey left, you left. And then she tells me what happened, and then when she told me you were going to do that, I said, oh, man, we got to help him. So, thanks.
Thank
welcome,
you
man.
for
We're
everything.
so excited to see
You're
it.
my brother,
Yeah.
dog. No shit. We always
Can I mention my Twitter?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mention
Twitter me
everything.
at Funny Felipe, man. Get at me. Find me. Look for me.
This is my brother, guys. Give him some
Twitter
love
me
on
at
Twitter.
Funny
Let's
Felipe.
get this
What's
motherfucker
up?
going.
Food.com. Oh, what? FelipeWorld.com. We could edit that out.
If he comes to
I
your
do
fucking
that all
town,
the
go
time.
see him.
Yeah.
Give him some love.
What is
Bring him a number. Give him a hug. Thank him for coming on the show.
My next show is gonna be in here in Los Angeles. It's gonna be in John Lovett's Comedy Club, June 25, June 21st and 22nd. Should be a good show.
Always,
John Lovett's.
you'll pack that motherfucker out like
Yeah,
you
I'm a
always do.
I'll be at Bellevue in May in Bellevue, Washington at the
the
Parlor.
Parlor.
At the Parlor,
Oh,
baby.
awesome. Oh, wonderful.
Great club. I just can't go up there because they haven't taken care of that warrant, Felicia. You may
Oh, wow, I
You
know.
gotta
told
get
me to take
that
care of
totally
it. You
taken
new
care of.
people.
If you guys have liked any of the conversation today, please go to our website and you can find the iTunes link right to download it and go leave a review for Beauty and the Beast because it helps drive our numbers up. And you can always email Joey through the website at beautyandthebeast.com and or Beauty and the Beast podcast at gmail.com.
Hey, I want to give a word to our sponsor, my main man, TaintedVisionArt.com. Derek and the boys, I love you motherfuckers. Always cutting edge of artistic different things. I'm telling you, go on there if you're into music. The posters are fucking kicking. Go to TaintedVisionArt.com. Show them some Beauty and the Beast love. Beside that, I want to give a shout out to my man JR up there in Rochester making shirts and Sean Connors making some fucking designs. I love you, cocksuckers. Stay black. Throw a kiss, Felipe. Beautiful.